Well, at least D-Rock's here today. I'll give him that much.
True.
Yes, he is.
True.
Most of the staff is here.
Who didn't make it in?
No surprises who didn't make it in, to be honest with you.
We'll go over it.
Who is here that you're surprised is here, first of all, Sam?
I am surprised that Eric's here because he stayed.
Eric just gave you a side thing.
No, only because he
just
decided,
went like this with his head.
He decided to stay in Jersey last night, which was a risk because if there was actually a storm overnight, they start closing bridges and tunnels.
So he didn't plan ahead?
He didn't plan ahead, but he got here early
So
this
he
morning.
lucked out today.
But he did wake up early and he got here
if the
early.
storm hit this morning, you still would have been here, Sam, because you were planning ahead?
Yeah, I had a hotel in Times
E-Rock,
Square.
how do you feel about that?
I wasn't offered a hotel.
You don't have to. Yeah, there was an email that was sent out to all of us that said if you need a hotel, get a hotel.
I should have taken one. I would love to hand Gary a fucking huge bill.
Oh, man.
I need a hotel room
mini
tonight.
bar it.
You need it. You got to get it.
I want one closer. I
need to be even closer.
I don't feel safe.
I'm less than 2 miles from here, but I think I need to be closer. So.
I want the Mandarin on 59th Street. That's safer.
Yeah, I'll slum it. I'll take the Mandarin.
Yeah.
E-Rock, no hotel room for you.
No, I didn't get a hotel room
Why not?
because I didn't think I'd need one.
So E-Rock, no hotel.
Yeah, but he did. He was here early. So, I mean.
Oh, all right. So you're surprised E-Rock made it.
Only because,
But that
because
was
he didn't
lucky.
have a-
Because you think he's lazy. I understand.
He lucked out.
Well, he
You
didn't
take
get a
the boat
hotel.
in, E-Rock? What'd you take? Pretty cool, huh?
I drove in.
Oh.
Take the boat.
His
in.
boat. Sunglasses on. It's fucking pitch black.
Riding those white caps.
Yes, the white caps.
Pulling up to Manhattan Island.
Yep.
Let's ask E-Rock this. What are you doing for tomorrow? Because tomorrow is when the shit hits the fan.
E-Rock?
The fan.
Tomorrow I will be driving in as well.
He's not interested.
He's so going to get caught.
Oh, boy.
And then Roland was panicky at first. He really didn't know what he was going to do. But I told him, I'm getting a hotel. Just get a hotel.
But
So
he
we
got evacuated, so he had to leave.
Right. So he got a hotel and everything was good. Danny and Travis obviously staying with Ant. So
Yes.
as long as Ant gets in, Danny and Travis get in.
That's it. My battle wagon, I'll take that fucker anywhere.
And that concludes the assessment of the staff that got here.
Yeah.
What? Opie, Anthony, myself, we're here.
With that, I meant
We're
the
staff.
support
Right.
staff.
Me and Jim made it.
That's right, you did.
So who didn't
and
make
Club
it?
Soda Kenny made it.
So who didn't make it in, Sam?
Well,
Who do we got that didn't make it?
We know, but tell the listeners.
from Brooklyn, the subways were shut down at 7 p.m. That was announced in advance, obviously. But Sal, I guess, figured that subways are going to be closed at 7 p.m. That
What about
wraps
Manny?
up-
When did you guys get the email you could get a hotel room?
I think like before noon.
So Sal had from noon to 7 to figure that out.
Yeah.
And get here and get a hotel room, but old Pete Hair didn't want to.
Pete hair.
What time did you get your hotel room yesterday?
I didn't get it until later because I was trying to figure out exactly what we were doing, but I had it by 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's still 3 hours before the subway shut down.
yeah. 12:26 p.m. that Gary sent an email that said we can put you up in the city if needed.
So 6.5 hours he had. And he chose to say, fuck the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah.
Can we get him on the phone at least?
I mean, if he's awake, I don't know. He might have decided, wow, I don't need to set the alarm today.
I'm going to give him the Mel Karmazin today.
Yeah.
Get Sal on the phone. I'm going to give him the Mel Karmazin,
I saw Mel today. I said hi to him.
who's walking around the hallways today.
That's right.
I didn't get a big hi back.
The unanswerable question?
Yeah, I'm going to give him the Mel Karmazin
I know,
today.
I know that. It's like the guy at the bridge that lets you cross the bridge if you answer the question.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Sal
Question.
today.
That's exactly what
Is he at least awake?
That's unconfirmed as of right now.
What did you...
You'd think he'd at least work from home or something.
Or at least be available.
Yeah.
I understand maybe try to sleep in, but you certainly have that phone close just in case the guys need you
Oh,
for
I would be
something.
sleeping.
It's not like you guys have ever called anybody who's not here before, so why would
The
that
show
even...
has.
Oh, you're right. I guess that it... Yeah.
Well, he's entitled, huh?
Yeah, he's got no kind of work
He's
ethic.
one of those guys.
He is such a fucking hipster.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's the guy that I fucking can't stand.
Who else didn't make it in?
Well, Troy Kwan
Oh boy.
could not make it in from Manhattan.
He lives
You know what?
here on Manhattan.
I'm a fan of Troy Kwan's. I really am. But that's a dick move. Here's
Yeah.
a guy that stays awake for 4 or 5 straight days, but
Right.
he can't figure out how to get into Sirius XM when a hurricane might hit 12 hours from now.
Yeah. I mean,
He had a legit reason, though, because you said the email went out.
Travis told me that Troy informed Travis that cabs would not be running.
Well, Gary said you could book a car.
But
The series did the right thing to get the
all right,
employees in.
hold on. There was talk yesterday because I got my ear to the street in this dumb town.
Sure.
That the cabs might not be running. Actually, I was in a cab on Saturday and they were starting to talk about they're probably not going to do their shifts. But when you at least get up in the morning and go, let me say maybe there are cabs running.
Or like
Because you would find out there are cabs running.
when you find out cabs aren't running, you go, oh, there's not gonna be any cabs tomorrow. I have to get within walking distance to the studio.
Yeah.
For tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna go tell Gary that I'm getting a hotel. And like Gary, if you had said, like, he didn't specifically reach out, but if you had said, Gary, they're not gonna have cabs, and so I'm getting a hotel, he wouldn't have said no. Gary was doing everything he could to get people in. Like, he wouldn't have said no.
It really is ridiculous that he lives here in Manhattan. It's like the people that can't make it in, it's because mass transit's down and maybe, they can't get across the river for something. They don't have a car, but
I didn't
they
hear
live
from another
far away.
county.
Yeah,
Westchester.
everywhere in Manhattan is within walking distance.
Yeah,
actually,
more or less.
some are crazy. It's
Yeah.
a long ass walk, but I mean,
You could do it, though, if you had to.
yeah.
It would have been a cheap cab ride this morning.
Is he embarrassed that he's not here?
I don't know.
There's nothing going on.
Let's
yet.
give him a
sleeping.
call. Let's make sure he's all right.
Well, we do have a little Sal update.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think he's snoozing right now. He's not picking up the phone. Sal's not.
What's wrong with these guys?
Sal's
Let's give
not
Troy a
answering
shot,
the
though. I'm
phone.
sure he's probably up. He's probably just checking
But
out
do you
some
understand
news.
with Troy? Like, the guy will stay up for days, and he's all about being crazy and wild and just going with the flow.
Well, he's
But
ready
he
to
can't-
tell you he's a hustler for that DJ lifestyle. I mean, he'll get whatever job you got, he'll do it. He'll stay up late. It'd be nice to at least get like some Troy and Sal phone call, man on the street type of deal.
That would
like,
be nice.
What's going on in your
We would
neighborhood?
have been able
Right.
to waste 20 minutes calling those guys. Not only did they not show up, they chose to sleep in. What fucking jerk.
They're not even listening to the show.
Man,
Those guys got it covered.
my stock in Troy. I'm a fan of the Troy.
If you need anyone to pick up the slack,
But he's
Jess
supposed
made
to be
it
the
in.
wild
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
He doesn't sleep for days on end. He doesn't have a TV, man.
Man,
But a little wind, and it shuts his whole life down.
Maybe DJing in the Opie and Anthony show shifted. Maybe the old day job has become his little side project.
little side gig because from looking at his Instagram and stuff, he's out partying and stuff all the time.
I guess now would be a bad time to bring up his foreseeable future Thursdays.
What's that?
Did you know about that?
No.
He's off for the foreseeable future every Thursday. That's true.
What do you mean?
Remember the Steve foreseeable future Monday? Sure. It's kind of funny that
And
he
Troy
did
picked
it.
Thursdays?
Troy went for Thursdays, and for the rest of the year, he's off every Thursday.
He's just taking every Thursday off for the
for
rest of the year.
himself. Yeah.
All right.
I bow to you guys. I don't know how you got it done, but
It's amazing.
I think the staff gets more time off than we do.
It really is
I don't know
amazing.
how you guys figure that out.
I
but
don't
God
get it.
bless you.
To Troy's credit, he's not making any secret about it. It's not
No.
like this is like a thing he's doing, but he's just like, yeah, I'm going to go for every Thursday, I guess.
Foreseeable future.
Troy Kwan.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, Troy.
Oh, Troy, what up?
Troy, you know I'm a big fan of yours. You know that.
Yeah.
Why aren't you here?
Well, last night I sent everybody an email saying, look, the trains are shut down. How am I going to get up there? And there was no car services. There's nobody. The taxis weren't running. So it was like, what do you do?
Well, the cabs are running. You know that.
Well, I went on. There was some taxi website that was trying to have one ready for me tomorrow morning, and they weren't.
I started counting them. I saw 10 cabs on the way from my house, which is less than 2 miles from here.
What's the taxi
They're running.
website?
Know why they're running? Because there's nothing happening yet.
Yeah.
The storm's going to get worse probably, I don't know, early afternoon. It's really going to start kicking up.
You sure you weren't looking at a website for the show? The taxi website.
But Troy, you're always down for whatever. Wouldn't this come into play?
Yeah, I mean, I would have came in last night. I mean, Rob even said he was going to pay for a car to make sure that I was in, and there was no car services running at all this today. There was a couple that were completely booked solid.
Is your longboard running?
But if you're down for whatever, let's get back to that because I think it takes the whole fucking out of your. I'm down for whatever, bro.
DFW.
Yeah.
When you're like just, hey, I'm gonna fucking hitchhike to work. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck, but I'm gonna get there.
Well, I'm not gonna kill myself to get into work. I mean,
Well, I don't blame you for that. To be honest with you, you just diffused it.
Oh, you don't have to, you know.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking the guy that's down for whatever, bro, would be here.
Or you could get a hotel in the afternoon.
Yeah, there was a hotel option that went out.
Yeah, I mean, I had stuff going on last night, so I couldn't go to the hotel. And then how do I get to the hotel in the in the evening if the trains aren't running?
Couldn't cancel last night's plans.
Sam's implying that you had other plans last night.
And Sam's
No,
definitely
I was actually in bed early last night.
Sam's definitely implying that it would have been very easy to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now we know that, but last night when the trains were shut down, it's easy to say that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to come in, and I had every intention on coming in. And Rob Cross was kind enough to say, "Hey, look, I'll make sure I'll buy you a car to make sure you're there."
I'll buy you a car.
And I had
Nice.
called a couple different places, and there was just nothing available.
What time did you get up this morning?
Got up about maybe 45 minutes ago.
Wow.
Still plenty of time to get in here for the second half of the show.
Oh boy.
Although you could have woken up at like 5 and just seen what was going on.
You think he could have stepped outside and seen if some cabs were driving by?
Theoretically, I mean, it's a possibility.
It is Manhattan.
Yeah, I could have, but the trains weren't running. I rely on public transportation.
Yeah.
And then
Or
I
like-
don't have the cash to fund for that. So
Now they would have paid for your cabs.
You have the cash to front
These guys
that.
suck, but they don't suck that bad.
no. I mean, they want you to fund it. They don't want to. They're
Dude.
not going to make sure you have a car there.
Cab?
Mel Karmazin even came in today.
He's here now. He's early.
We haven't seen him.
E-Rock got here early.
We haven't seen Mel Karmazin in years,
Mel
and
was
he's
taking
even here today.
He was taking attendance. Seeing
Yeah,
who's
and then
here.
I texted Travis last night. Said, "If there's any other alternatives, any other ways I can get in, please let me know."
I'm afraid
Did you get
have
up
no
early just to
alternative.
try it out, though?
No, I didn't. No.
You
I
know,
didn't
walk
hear anything.
outside
I'm
your
like,
apartment and
I
go,
had
let me see what's going on.
Yeah.
I had my phone on, and I didn't hear anything from anybody.
It's the word on the street. Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, I emailed the bosses and said I'll be more than happy to come in.
Bruce?
Please tell me how I get in.
all right. Do you feel at least embarrassed today?
No, I'm chilling.
There's no rain, not much wind yet. All the reporters are still wearing their baseball caps.
I was selling kites on the way in.
and didn't do well because the wind's not kicking up
It
yet.
wasn't strong enough. My kites were just being dragged on the ground. My kite factory had to close.
All right, Troy, enjoy your day off.
I mean, there were hotels available, like within walking distance.
What about tomorrow?
Yeah, what about tomorrow?
What about tomorrow?
Tomorrow's going to be ugly.
Well, I mean, how do I get in? Who can come get me?
How do
There
I
are
get
cabs
in?
outside.
The yellow cabs are always running.
How do I get in? That's a very good question.
You could take a cab. If you take a
If
cab
it's
to
the middle
this,
of if it's the middle of a hurricane, you want me to go out and risk trying to hail a cab?
No, you take
not
a-
even getting
No,
up?
we're really
Yes.
talking about today.
You
where
take a
there's
cab-
no risk whatsoever.
you take a cab now.
You should have grabbed your longboard and fucking, I'm down for whatever, bruh. And longboard into work. That's would have been cool. Like, holy fuck, this Troy. Look how he got in.
Yeah.
That's a superstar.
And I think if E-Rock hadn't made it in and Troy had,
Oh, yeah.
then Troy would be feeding E-Rock a shit sandwich for not making it in.
Fuck yeah.
Are you embarrassed that E-Rock made it and you didn't? That's a very good
No,
question.
E-Rock drives in. And E-Rock could easily come and pick me up.
Yeah, E-Rock, why not offer? That's not
It's not a good question.
why they used to be
Because
pals.
Troy probably didn't ask him. E-Rock?
E-Rock,
I had no idea what Troy was doing.
wow, you guys used to be pals. Maybe be on the same page. Like, hey, how are you getting into work?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive. Well,
Yeah.
can you pick me up? Yeah, sure.
Sure, Pally.
I'm there. Yeah.
All right.
But like I said, I text messaged Travis last night. I said, if there's any other way that you can think to get in, please let me know.
And they're showing the lifeguard stand in the water again. And of course, they leave it there because they need it for their dramatic shot.
Looks like it's getting deeper in the water.
Yeah, the water's rising. There's going to be some shit. Yes,
boy.
of course. All right, Troy, I just got to say, the next time you say I'm down for whatever, bro, is
No way.
It's not going to have the same oomph that it has had over the
Right.
years.
All right. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right, Troy.
At least you picked
You're
up
a
the
softie.
phone.
Trust
Sal
me.
didn't.
Sal's on the line.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Thank you, Troy.
I do.
Enjoy your day off. Your free day off, you bastard.
Oh, man.
Sal,
Hey, what's up, guys?
you know how bad you suck today?
Why is that?
Everyone's here. It's not even raining yet.
Nothing. This was no different
There's no
than
wind
any
yet.
other day.
The reporters all have their baseball caps on.
I'm looking at my window. There's hipsters going down the street in kayaks.
Is that supposed to be a bit?
No, it's not a bit. I'm.
There's not one hipster in a kayak out there, is there?
There is not one hipster.
So
and
that
not
means
one
it was a
kayak.
bit.
There's a bit.
There's no water in the streets.
Good bit.
It's not raining like
Kind
that.
of like the
It's
bit.
not raining.
Not raining at all.
Everything's
So,
fine.
so being the new guy, the
Yeah.
new guy should absolutely be here.
There's no way I can get into the city right now.
You could have taken a cab.
What cab? Yellow cabs? There's no yellow cabs on me. And all car service, they're completely booked up.
Did you go outside your apartment today to see if there were yellow cabs running?
No, the phone call I got a couple minutes ago was me waking up.
Well, that's everybody's like, there's no way I could have made it in, but they're waking up at like 7:30 and 8
Right.
o'clock in the morning.
I couldn't make it in because I was asleep.
Yeah, of course you can't get here. You were asleep.
And you could have got a hotel room yesterday.
And I gotta say this. There was a part of my brain going, I don't know if I'm gonna make it into work tomorrow. I got up. And then I didn't see like a text from Kenny saying, look, I can't get in. It's a fucking mess out here. Because even if he said that, I would have still walked out of my building and said, okay, how the fuck can I get to work?
Right.
Is there a car outside? Is there a cab running? Maybe. But you chose to sleep in.
Of course.
I guess the only other alternative I would have had.
You know what? I want to fast forward 10 years and see what happens to all these entitled assholes. What happens to them?
You're being harder on Sal than you were on Troy. And Troy is actually
You know
in
why?
Manhattan.
Because Troy, like, he's 40-something now. Sal, like, as a kid, what is he thinking?
You know what drove me crazy about Sal? It's amazing.
There is a difference, by the way. Sal's just starting out. So, like, when I was starting out in my career, I did whatever the fuck I could.
I left here on Friday because this was very telling to me. I kind of all came together why, because I like Sal as a human being. I think he's a good guy. But it all brought together why I get annoyed with Sal so easily. On Friday, I left here at like 1:30.
Right.
Which is, I usually leave later than that, but I was done and I was going home. And I always make fun of Sal because he always tries to leave early because they told him when he got hired to be here till 2 o'clock. And he always tries to leave at like 1:30 or
Tries to
1:45.
sneak out?
Yeah. And so I always kind of just joke and be like, well, Sal, you're needed here till 2 o'clock, and then he leaves, and it's whatever. But so he tried to do to me what I did to him, and I looked at him, and I was like, you think during my first year here I ever left early?
Oh, my God, never.
I mean, I'm putting in the hours now. You know what I was doing my first year here?
Yeah,
I was killing it.
Crazy.
I don't even blame Sal because he has no clue because it was the way he was brought up.
Yeah.
These entitled kids have no fucking idea
They
what they're
don't.
doing for them, what they're doing to themselves.
It's expected of them to have days off, and
Right.
and you're crazy to question it.
Sal,
Crazy.
you should have been here.
You could.
They offered a hotel room yesterday.
Yeah, that's the thing. At 12:25 in the afternoon,
They
we had a
offered to
hotel
pay
option.
for your way in, whether it's a cab or a livery guy. It is Manhattan, and there's opportunities out there, by the way. So if the cabs aren't running, that means these other fucking idiots are going to be out there, hoping to pick up some rides.
Why didn't you take the hotel in New York? That would have been a great. I would love to have done that if I was you.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I guess it would have been cool, but then that means I'd probably have to stay there for probably 2-3 nights, right?
So
Oh my God! You just proved my point. When I was a 20-year-old kid, if I had to stay in a hotel for 3 or 4 days for my career, I would have done it.
Party.
You hear what he just said? That's all you need to know.
Right now, Jess and me are theoretically stranded in New York City until you guys decide you're not doing a show anymore. Because Jess is here, she's
Yes.
just hanging in Manhattan, and because we're not going home.
Yes,
until,
Sal, that
No,
means
you
you
can't
might
go
have to stay in, God forbid, a hotel in Manhattan for a few days.
Wow.
How bad is that?
In dreary old Manhattan.
Yeah, I guess it does sound pretty good now that I think about it. But,
I like
I'm having a good time sleeping in my own bed and all that sort of
Well,
stuff.
you know,
having a good time.
And then when your career doesn't unfold for you, then
man.
don't blame me like other assholes that used to work here do.
You know how often I've had a good time in the last 7 years? Never. There's not been one good
it's also
time.
how many times you've caused other people to have a good time.
That's right.
In the end, you're in control of your own fucking destiny. You're blowing
Right,
it.
so I chose to stay home. That was my choice.
Well, good for you, but when like no one wants to hire you because they think you're a slack,
Oh,
don't
boy.
fucking blame us.
I would never blame you guys for any.
Oh my
God.
Oh boy.
And you could tell too. You're getting frustrated because you could tell it's like he's not even taking in what you're saying. He's just like whatever, bro.
He's just bummed that like he can't be sleeping right now because he's on the phone.
I can't believe you woke
That's all
me
he's
up.
thinking about. Is like, oh God, I want to go back to sleep.
I can't believe I have to deal with this. Yeah, exactly.
I don't even care. I've seen so many guys like just in stand up that were lazy and didn't want they wanted their weekends free or they wanted to go out with their chick, and it's like, okay, dummies,
right?
And then you fast forward fucking 8 years and they're making the same money they made back
Wasting
then.
time.
Yeah, I'm saying it because this kid has no idea he's blowing it.
I did a gig in Philly last night. We drove home 2 hours. I got a prostitute at 2:30 in the morning. Fucking suffered with central apnea and came in.
And you're established.
Wait, how did the prostitute get to your place?
She took a cab. I swear to God, she took a cab.
Why wouldn't you like assess the situation for yourself instead of just assuming so many things? One of them being, I don't want to be stranded in a fucking dreary hotel in Manhattan.
I told Sal that he would not be stranded. I told him the company will get you home if you come in.
Sal?
And he told me it's too much shit to get around.
Did you really say that, Sal?
What's too much shit to get around?
You know, coming into the hotel, coming home in the
I could see the text that Travis just verbatim quoted him.
No, yeah, absolutely. I didn't want to be taking cabs and shit like that, getting the city for
why?
It seemed like you guys are. It was just going to be for only one day. I mean, it seemed like it's only going to be today.
This is a fucking job. This isn't a hobby.
No. Yeah,
my God.
Now you're so not informed because everyone knows it's going to be a 2-3 day event. So if the first day is sort of a bust, you at least get that one out of the way. If this shit happened tomorrow, I would understand.
It is just
It's a fucking job. We're not doing this because it's fucking an after-school project.
Come over and hang out.
The other thing, when did this become like an office job that like, oh, cool, I get a day? Like, this is supposed to be one of those jobs where it's like everybody does everything in their power to get in here. When there's a show, you're in there for the show. Nobody has that anymore.
This is show business.
I'm an asshole.
And I'm frustrated because
I'm an asshole.
I'm frustrated because he has no idea what he's doing to himself. Unless the whole generation of entitled assholes are coming up together so they'll figure it out. But do you realize that if you get rid of that entitled asshole shit, that you could go far in this fucking world?
I don't think I'm entitled. I think
Sal, I'm telling you, compared to my generation and the generations in between, you're fucking entitled. It's been happening slowly but surely over the last couple decades.
And no one thinks they're entitled.
I would be fired if I was in your position and didn't come to work. Back in the day, I would have been fired. They would be like, we don't need you. We don't need you if you can't figure out how to come in when the shit hasn't hit yet.
Sal, can I explain to you something real quick?
Oh, Danny.
Like, I knew that you could take the day. Like, today was a pretty easy day to stay home.
Yeah.
It was a pretty easy day. But I've been working for this show for 8 years. This is precisely the thing that you show up to work for.
You're right.
Because you don't want to be you. So
It's the same thing that
when I knew that I could stay home and it was just like, well, I could take the day or I could go to Aunt's and just take the ride. It was just like, you know what? I'll take the fucking ride.
Why not?
Because I don't want to be the guy on the other end of this fucking phone.
Yes. You don't want to be that guy.
Raise your hand if you've slept in the studio.
Oh, damn.
But you guys,
Yeah. No, that's true.
did Ant raise his hand?
Come on. Yes, I should have. I don't think that's what he meant, Jimmy.
Now, you guys are about what? 8 to 10 years old than Sal?
Yeah.
And there's a difference.
Huge difference.
There's a difference between like Sal's age and your age.
Yeah.
I remember the transit strike.
Yeah, I was about to
And
mention
we
that.
all slept in the studio because we knew that there would be another show.
But
Basic.
Sal, that's not even in his head. Like
When-
he's like, what? Sleep in a studio where I work? That's crazy.
It sounds like too much trouble, doesn't it?
right.
Too much shit to get around is all you need to fucking read.
That was it.
In that text message. Too much shit to get.
sad.
Travis was offering him and telling him, look,
All right.
we'll get you here and back.
And he truly believes that. So there's no way of changing your mind. You know, saying that you might be stranded in a hotel room for a couple of days. I used to love that shit.
Yeah.
Like it was something different. Like, wait, I could be in a hotel. Even when we were making good money at NEW
Exciting.
and they would put us in hotel rooms because a storm was
Fun.
coming, I was like, this is fucking cool.
Yes.
It's different.
And we're picking the hotels ourselves, and you know what that means? you pick the nicest one and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry, guys.
Do you remember when 9/11 happened and people walked home?
Holy shit,
Do
right?
you fucking remember this? People walked across bridges into Queens to go home.
Sal's like he's been here the least, and
but there's a weird thing going on because Troy has been here the second least with Sal.
Your wife made that point to me in the office. She said, "Notice who's here."
Oh,
the originals.
Boy. Yeah.
The originals.
The originals.
The Opie and Anthony staff.
Oh,
yeah, that's
man,
right.
yes.
Not the Sirius XM staff.
Right.
The Opie and Anthony staff.
What, am I going to be stuck in a hotel for a couple days?
Yeah.
No, what
it's
Sal's-
just too much shit to get.
Sal's doing right now is just looking at his phone and being like, I can't, I shouldn't have woken up.
He's giving the finger to his phone.
He's not even
He's
listening
like,
to
fuck
us.
you.
It's like, when are these idiots going to be done so I can go back to bed?
Yeah.
And you didn't tell, he's giggling. You didn't tell Sal who was here taking attendance either, Opie. You'd only told that to Troy,
Oh, boy.
the big boss.
Yep.
Yeah, Mel Karmazin's even here.
Mel made it in.
Mel Karmazin told the company he's leaving and he's here. There's a guy that doesn't have to be here.
Right.
He's officially not going to be with the company in a couple more months.
He's taking stuff out
So-
of everybody's office
Right.
and
So-
putting it in a bag.
So I think John Malone, whoever's going to take over, is not going to question if Mel wasn't here today.
Right.
Mel
Yeah.
already said, I'm done with this company.
Gary takes a bus into work every day, and all he does here is get shit on by you guys. He could easily have said buses aren't running, but Gary's here.
Absolutely.
How did he make it? There's no transit. I don't know. What, he fucking fly? Did he fly here or
He
something?
must have grown wings or gotten a jetpack.
He must have used one of his magic wizard spells and got here, right?
Sal, do you honestly think you couldn't get here? Was that honestly it?
No, the only solution to getting in would be yesterday before 7, which I was busy up until...
No. Forget about the mass transit.
Forget about busy when
other
you're not
ways.
here.
There's other ways, like
We're all
Travis
busy
was
when we're
telling
not
you.
here.
Yeah,
Stop with the busy when you're not at work.
What were you doing, by the way, that we were so busy that the next day at work didn't mean anything?
Yeah, well, how busy were you yesterday?
I was in a recording session from about 4 p.m. till about 9.
Well, you know what you do? You go to the
You're not Led Zeppelin. You're going to cut your fucking recording time.
Yes.
You cancel the recording session because you say, I have a job, so I have to cut my hobby short and get into the city and get a free hotel room in Times Square.
Yeah.
No, Sam, you're missing the point. I'm saying is I was doing that means I missed the bullet for taking public transportation.
You're missing the part where it inconveniences him from what he wants to do.
See, he didn't even
right.
hear what you had to say. To him, I'm gonna record my shit. I'm not gonna cut it short.
Yeah, you're missing it, Sam.
You don't get it.
Wow, he so doesn't get it.
No.
I get it. I mean,
Sal, I've been around a long time. I know how. Hold on. I'm giving you a life lesson. I've been around a long, long time. I know how this shit ends up.
I thought you were
Jimmy
trying to
knows with the comics coming up and didn't want to put in that extra effort.
I love fucking lazy comics.
They're
They're just that
duds.
much easier to step over on the way up.
You
Because I languish in mediocrity.
You won't even listen to what we're saying today, and it's too bad because you have no fucking idea.
Oh, boy.
I'm listening. I'm taking it in.
Next time there's like a chance to promote someone around here, why the fuck do we promote you? Seriously. You're the low man on the totem pole, and you and Troy are the only ones not here today.
Be like if I was like, guys, I got wrestling tickets. What am I going to miss wrestling and take public transportation to get
Come on.
I
a
know.
free Times Square hotel room?
Then you and E-Rock either wouldn't have been here. He tripped on that one.
Yeah, you kind of did.
I just got so excited
Not the
because E-Rock's clapping. He's happy I tripped.
Oh, Sal.
Yeah, I don't know
Sal,
what to tell you, man.
Sal.
People
Busy.
drive me nuts.
Doesn't want to work around to try.
So
and get-
Gary would have gotten
It
him
drives
a
you
car
nuts?
service.
Drives me crazy.
Why?
I mean, Troy too a little, but Troy and Sal both like. Just it was so, it'd be if it was hurricaning right now, I'd
Yeah.
still be a little like, oh, why wouldn't they just yesterday afternoon? Because
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'm like, because I'm thinking to myself, what a fucking asshole I am for making an effort to be here when I could have just been like, oh, what? Brax River Parkway's closed. Looks like I'm not getting in.
Can't make it.
Anybody have an alternative to give to me because I'm not a self-sufficient human being who can get here on my
It's like
own?
Escape from New York. It's fucking walled city.
Well, yeah,
It's
Brax
crazy.
River Parkway's flooded. What do you expect?
I mean,
make
Sal,
it.
you live in the boroughs of New York, don't you?
Yes, I live in Williamsburg.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Sal.
Fake-
I mean Sam, not Sal.
Yeah.
Did I say Sal?
No, I live in another county. I live in
Yeah.
Westchester County.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not part of the main boroughs.
Most people in New York consider it upstate.
You're either hungry or you're not. There's no in
Sounds
between.
Oh, E-Rock, stop shaking.
Not that kind of hungry, E-Rock.
I made it to work.
Bit
And
the microphone.
I live out east.
Yeah, let me.
Yes.
Let me
out
go to.
east.
I evacuated my apartment yesterday.
Let me go to Scott in Tampa. Scott, talk to
That's
Sal.
great, Scott.
This just infuriates me. I live in Tampa. I have a customer in Virginia that may be open tomorrow. I'm driving to fucking North Carolina so I can see if they're going to be open. And this guy
Yeah, but you make child pornography. That doesn't count.
You and Gary Glitter.
What do you do for a living?
I do service work for food and beverage cans.
Oh, okay.
So
Braggart.
I have a customer that he may or may not be open, but I have to be there. I have to try.
Yeah, it's not even a question. You just know in your heart, this is what I do for a living. I got to be there.
How could you fault him? Really, look at it. We come in, we joke around. It's not a real job, right? Yeah, you want to take the day? Go ahead.
Sal gets mad at like, he doesn't like to work hard. And I hate to shit on you, Sal, but the time he get mad at Kenny was because Kenny kept sending him out for food, and he got mad at Kenny, and then he got
fucked the whole thing up.
He got mad at E-Rock because E-Rock keeps having him do work, and then the first chance to possibly make some effort to get here that's beyond normal,
Prove your ethic, your work
absolutely
ethic.
choose not to take it.
Yeah, he's entitled, but he doesn't even know it. That's what's so strange about the whole thing. When I was officially doing radio shifts in Rochester, I still had to deliver pizza for the midday guy every day. It was humiliating, but I couldn't tell anyone, like, you know what, I don't want to deliver the pizzas anymore. I just knew I had to do that.
Yesterday, Roland was right there. We were in the city, and Jess was saying, Sam, can I please ask you to just take the day off because I want to just go home and be in the apartment.
Wow.
And you know what I said? No.
Whoa, and then you fucking backhanded her, right?
Backhanded her and threw her into the street. She rolled across right by Opie's place.
Ah, fuck. Next time, give me time to get the video camera. Let me go to Mike in Virginia. Mike?
Hey, boys. I just want to point out how spoiled Sal is. I'm only 26, and I still have not, if I had the option for my job to live in a hotel for free for a couple of days, I would absolutely take it. His house must be nicer than any hotel available.
How sad is it that he goes, what, be stuck in a hotel for a couple of days to work? Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I live in an amazing apartment. I try to downplay it, but I really live in an amazing apartment. I would take a hotel room because that would be different and cool.
Just
get
throw
to-
your shit all over the floor.
And you get to do it at Times Square. You get to go to one of the nice touristy ones. You don't have to go to one of the shitty ones.
I don't even have to rinse my washcloth out once I wash my ass with it. I just throw it in the side of the tub like, whack. Like, fuck it, why am I rinsing it? It's fucking, let the maid get it.
Who needs
Doing it at your house.
The housekeeper. That's what Travis is doing at my house. I just hear thwack. I'm like, fuck.
It's just coming into all your towels.
That's what I would do if I was there.
Let me go to Steve on Long Island. Steve, what's up?
He tried jumping on the.
Hey, Steve.
I just wanted to thank Sal for, him and all the other people already. They make our generation look like a bunch of retards.
What's
I'm
that?
sitting at work right now. I had to pack a bag. They told me to pack a bag in case I have to sleep here tonight. I'm working like 75 hours a week. I don't even really have much of a social life. So.
No, you know what?
I'm kidding.
Oh, all right. Usually I would.
No, but you know what it
But
is?
he's making a really good point. I mean, Sal, how many hours a week do you have to work?
70
It's like I work like 8 hours a day.
For 5 days a week.
All right, so
5 days a week.
you're working 40,
It's a
but
40
it's not a
hour
hard 40 like most
No.
people. It's an easy 40.
Yeah, you don't have to go out and get
I'm
food.
not saying it's a hard 40. I never said I'm breaking my ass or doing anything like physically very demanding there,
And then the minute it's like above and beyond,
He's out. He's out.
They
Zero
both said it.
dedication.
They go,
He's out.
well, I was busy on Sunday. Not at work. You were busy.
Sam, I work outside of Sirius.
Yeah, but what's your job?
But last night were you? Do you work at the recording studio?
I freelance everywhere that I can.
Oh,
All
right, it's
Were you
freelance.
working last night at the recording studio?
Yes, I was getting paid, not at a recording studio. I was getting paid from the artist to record them.
Prince?
Pick a career.
Prince.
Are we going to work at a recording studio or are we going to be a radio producer?
No, Sam, fuck you. Don't tell me what I can do with my time outside of
You pick a career because either you're here, because obviously this means you're prioritizing working in a recording studio over being here. So if you're making that much money being a freelancer, be a freelancer.
Once I'm outside of Sirius, I'm free to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, unless it stops you from getting here. The reason
And
you're
if I
not
choose
here
make
is
money
because
on
you
the
decided
side-
to work at a recording studio instead of taking public transportation to get a free hotel room. The reason you're not here is because you're doing stuff outside of here. So you could
Right,
pick.
because I need to make more. I need to make more additional income. That's the main
Well,
reason.
you're gonna need to make even more than that.
Exactly, because apparently here it's just free money. Whether you're here or not, they give you money for free. So you got the free money, so now we'll make additional income. Addition, and this is like he's been
Sam's not wrong.
He's fresh out of. I need to make additional income. They're just not paying. They gave him.
You're not wrong. You were intern a year ago, and then we give you a spot, and then like it's not even raining yet.
Yeah,
and you decide in your head that it's acceptable not to try.
He's making the salary that I complained about having 5 years after having the salary.
Well, you could,
and he's been making it for 6 months.
Or Sal, you could have worked last night. I don't begrudge a guy working, and then just come in at fucking 10:30 or 11. Just called a couple hotels, got in a fucking car service, or taken a cab.
There were absolutely cabs.
There's a way to get into fucking Manhattan
Yeah,
from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I don't care what's happening.
Yeah, we're not talking about in the middle of the woods.
It's crazy.
If you can make money outside of here and work here, then more power to you. But if you're making money outside of here and then using that as the excuse for I couldn't get on public transportation,
Yes,
I want to
then what are you
thank.
doing?
I want to thank Sal. I finally figured out who I'm voting for. It's got to be Romney.
Oh,
because you think Obama's coddling?
This is that Obama coddling shit.
Maybe.
The undecided voter has decided Romney because of Sal.
Sal. Couldn't make it.
My whole point is you have no idea. That's what's sad. Because this all weighs into how people treat you and what they think of you and what you could handle.
And enough of this, I gotta make money outside. You like making money outside here. You live in an apartment by yourself in Brooklyn. You could easily.
Somebody doesn't even need money.
You could pay less for rent and survive. You're not making money to survive. You're living in an apartment by yourself in Brooklyn.
But Sam, the reality is that these are the decisions I've made, and that's what I'm going to work with, and that's what I deal with. So you can't give me shit for being creative outside.
No. But here's the you didn't.
Does Daddy pay for his apartment?
You'd have to ask him.
Who pays for your apartment? There's no way you could afford that.
I pay for my rent entirely. My parents help me out with like my cell phone bill.
So, but what's rent in Williamsburg that he could afford that?
I actually have a very good deal at my place. I have it worked out. My landlord, she was like a family friend, so it's extraordinarily low, comparatively speaking, for what.
Oh, so
Well, how much is it a
friends,
month? How much is rent a month? That's not a big secret.
Is it a good idea to give that? I don't really think. I don't know.
Why would it be a secret where someone pays in rent?
Just don't give your address.
Yeah, no one cares. We don't know where you live. I don't even know where you live.
I'll tell you. Look,
I can't even imagine a scenario where it would matter what. I can't even fucking come up with
What is your rent? Big Brother's listening.
I can't even come up with.
It's just no matter what I do, I'm going to get beaten up. So
Shut
I'll
up.
tell you, my rent is $1,300 a month.
that's about
nice,
about right.
Right,
But usually you're sharing a shithole.
$2,000 a month.
Usually you're sharing a shithole with someone, and your share is $1,300 to $1,500.
But you said to Travis, too much shit to get around in the text. You didn't say, look, man, I'm working. I'm going to try to come in after. Will I be able to get her? You didn't say any of that stuff. You just said too much shit to get around.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was too much of an issue. I know how the company is with a lot of things, and I didn't want to like.
Well, usually you would be right, but they opened their arms and basically said, look, we'll do whatever. We'll pay for your hotel room. We'll pay for the cab. We'll pay for the car service, whatever.
They obviously wanted everybody here.
Right.
If they were going to go to that extent to get people to come here, yeah.
Usually you're right, but in this case, no, they did the right thing.
And they weren't even making people share rooms.
We used to have to share rooms during the NEW days.
The I know how the company works thing is just what a guy says when he's like, oh, this could be a free day.
Yeah.
And then I'll blame it on the company, and I know Opie and Anthony love bashing the company.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, this one backfired.
No, that's not the case. The reality is it's just that I don't think I'm needed that incredibly much around.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Wow, we could save a lot of money then.
Yeah.
We could save more than a hotel
Smart
room.
attitude.
Is that what you tell the bosses during the reviews and stuff? I don't think I'm really needed.
Yeah, I don't need a raise. I'm not needed that much.
So could you tell me what exactly is it you do here?
You know what? The phones are lit.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
been talking about the fucking storm of the century. No one gave a shit and called us about anything.
Yeah.
But people are like really passionate about this. One guy says he gets away with it because he can. He's not getting away with anything in the end. If we're
What am I getting away with?
pushovers or the
Everything
company's a
is brought up.
pushover, that's one thing. But in the end, it will catch up to a guy like Sal if
You
he
know what
doesn't wake up.
You know what I see when I see Sal? Money that's not in my paycheck. That's what I see when I see Sal.
Yeah, fucking Sam would take your paycheck in a second.
Oh man.
Has a problem with Sal's work ethic. An NYPD guy saying, I made it to work today. Does Sal know how privileged he sounds? I'm out of work.
Oh boy.
How many participation trophies does Sal have?
I know I'm incredibly grateful to have a job in this current economy and to be getting a job.
Shut up.
at
Stop
college. I'm
saying
working,
things.
Working at a show like the On A Show, but
Saying things.
You know, this is, you know,
Just saying things that he's heard.
I know.
Stop.
But this is, you know, this comes up in my house a lot because I'm a father now, as people know, and the challenge is going to be, look, I got kids that probably won't have to work. So how do you raise them so they don't turn out like this?
Watch
idiot?
Mommy Dearest.
Opie's son's first words were, Sal's a bum.
Oh, my kids have bigger bank accounts than most people already. So how the fuck do you raise them in a way where they don't turn out like this asshole?
Don't give him access to it.
Yeah.
But how do you do it?
Just don't let him have it.
Because
When they-
Sal has no concept of the value of $1. I guarantee it.
No. And when he wants to
I
move,
guarantee that.
When he wants
Hey,
to
you know
move-
what? God bless you. I wish I was brought up that way. Fuck it. I would have been a pill popping asshole.
I'm not. I don't do drugs. That's
You know what? And I should make that
should.
point. You don't. But I'm just in general. That's
should
what happens.
start.
It's a lot of these kids.
you should
point
do like
is-
a lot of them, like a lethal amount.
You're mad, right?
Yes.
Sam's mad for real.
The way you addressed Travis in the text was very telling because you weren't saying things like I'm going to try, man. Is there any hotels that you know of? You didn't ask any of those questions when Travis said the company will get you there and back. They offered. It wasn't like Travis said, "Can you get here?" and you said, "Hey, man, I'm not sure how to do it. I don't have enough cash on me." It wasn't like that.
There'd have been a car that would have come to you, picked you up, and driven you here.
Oh, they would have made it nice for you.
So-
probably would have been a beverage in the car.
So what's the excuse knowing that? You can't now say mass transit. You can't say the storm was so bad. What is it knowing?
But he didn't even get
that?
up at the usual time
Right.
just to see if he could figure it out.
Yeah.
Like I would have, not to pat myself on the back, but I'm going to. I would have at his age. Like even if all possibilities, like they shut down the cabs, this and that, I still would have got up at least and just to see if I could figure it out.
Yeah.
And he didn't even do that.
Did he ask what car service other people were taking? No. Oh, no.
Oh, Sal.
Did you inquire in any way how to get here?
I told him.
no. I mean, I knew about the public transportation. I knew Travis made the offer, and I decided not to come in.
declined the offer.
You declined the offer.
He just
thank
said
you.
it. He said he decided not to come in. That was his decision. And my point is that's going to fuck you over in the end.
Why
But
would
you
you?
don't understand that for whatever reason.
No, I understand it was a poor decision.
He doesn't. How could somebody be
we have
checked out of
really-
this job like 3 months in?
We have very easy jobs, very easy lives.
Really did.
But you do
What?
have to work hard at his level.
He did
or you're going to
apologize.
be left behind.
He said, "I'm sorry. I'm going to stay here." So he apologized.
I'm sorry. I'm going to stay.
I'm
Let
gonna
me see
stay
that.
here.
Why would you do that?
I'm
Oh, wait.
sorry. I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, exactly. And then he goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to stay here. It's too much shit to get around."
The only reason that I like Sal and his whole generation is because I know that as somebody who's trying to come up,
Yeah.
there is no threat from who's under me.
Right. There's no competition.
As long as I work with people like, you know,
You're
the
top
threat
of the food chain.
The threat is everybody around me and above me, at least nobody under me.
No one's coming from behind to get you.
No.
Don't worry about it.
I used to talk to the interns and try to give them advice. You know, I stopped that probably right after you guys were hired.
Yeah.
I noticed a drastic change for these kids coming up.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I noticed a drastic change. Like they have no concept of working a hard day.
Like, isn't there like just an amount of like pride that you know you would be able to be able to say I got here and you didn't to the people who didn't get here?
Do you think he gave up after that fucking Roland Panda bit got killed so hard? Like almost
we crushed his fucking
like.
spirit.
Have you ever had your creative input so completely made fun of and mocked?
Sal
South coming? Did you fall
No,
back? Oh, you fall back asleep?
I definitely lost some steam after that, definitely.
Oh,
that was the first time. Again, that's that entitled shit. No one ever told him something stinks.
Yeah.
That
Well,
stinks.
it's the participation trophy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
And you can't just be like, fuck, I got to try. I got to do something better.
Do you understand the value of working a hardly
working?
Yeah.
That chip loves
a hard day.
Oh, look at the fucking battery.
A hard day of work. Do you understand that value?
In terms of, like, don't get me wrong, I don't think I've ever worked like a very physically demanding job. You know, the working at the O&A show has a whole different feel to it than any other conventional job.
Sure, you can come in or not come in. It doesn't matter.
A whole different feel like today, the feel of that soft pillow under your head.
How would you know? You've never actually worked a day at the Opie and Anthony show.
You don't think he's worked hard yet?
No.
Oh.
No. He's done the adequate amount that's asked of him, and then he goes home thinking, hey, man, they asked me to do something. I did it to an appropriate level. I don't understand why I'm not getting more praise.
Could you imagine if Sal had a fucking Facebook page, what the audience would do to it? It's crazy.
Destroy it.
I hope he
I
doesn't
bet.
have one.
Does he?
I don't know.
I didn't even know. Sal, do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, but it's a personal one. It's not like
people just can't do it. Oh, people can't.
It's not a fan page now.
Someone is reminding us, RFG VAC, Billy Staples, back in the day on 9/11, snuck onto a train and hid in the bathroom to make it into the Ron and Fez show. That's a true story.
Yes.
The train's running, but what? Just for employees?
Yeah, and he had to sneak into the bathroom because they were making people leave station by station. Like, once I heard that story, I was like, I have to be here when because I can't be out, because otherwise you're outshined by a Ron and Fez producer.
You don't want to be that.
No.
No.
I've never heard that story.
Yeah, he was in a bathroom.
Too bad he didn't try to sneak in on one of the flights.
I understand when, I don't know. There wasn't much happening today. Today was the day to easily make it in.
Today's the easy day to look
Tomorrow,
good.
they're definitely, the staff will be different.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it'll be a little different.
They'll still be incompetent, but they'll be a little bit different.
Right. But today was the day that it was obvious everyone was going to make it in.
I didn't want to come in today. I was tired, dude. I was like, ugh.
Jimmy had a big run in Philly at Helium Comedy Club. Jimmy is an established... Sal, Jimmy is an established comic and still working his fucking ass off.
Absolutely.
He could have easily said, you know what, with the storm and knowing that the company allows Jimmy to take days when he's doing his comedy stuff, Jimmy could have easily said, "Fuck you guys, I'm not coming in today."
Opie,
easily.
You don't get it.
And no one
though.
would have questioned it.
You don't understand. Sal worked slightly harder than a couple of the retarded interns, and then he got the job. So he got the job. Now it's over. He got the job.
Yeah, Jimmy's established and he's not slacking. And he saw all these guys coming up that slacked, and he fucking marched right past
It's
them.
amazing to me how many guys in this business and stand-up are fucking just lazy. They're fucking lazy. They want shit handed to them. Ugh.
When I started radio, I completely sucked. But I had the passion to do it. I wanted to do this. And I knew there were guys way ahead of me at my age. Way the fuck ahead of me. But I fucking worked hard at it. Because it was something I wanted. Sal?
Comment?
Yes.
And I see those guys
I-
now, just some of them are just in horrible, shitty, who gives a fuck markets,
Now
still
you make
trying
fun
to
of them
make
in
it.
October.
Wow.
And then you try to bond with them on Twitter, they ignore you.
But you know
There's
what?
hope there, by the way.
If you don't
If
care,
if I'm to believe someone that DM'd me, there's hope for me and my old pal Jim Chandler.
Hey, why didn't you fucking call Larry and get a snowcat? You have made it in.
the difference is though, if you don't care,
Larry Durker.
Larry Durker would have gotten you a snowcat, you fuck.
Yeah, unreliable assholes. Then you could have just gripped it and put your dumb face right by the window. Your fucking macadamia nut toes.
if you don't care, like if you don't actually want this is an easy job if you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but the problem is eventually you have to quit because then you realize, what the fuck? Nothing's happening. I'm not moving up. I don't understand. I don't understand why they didn't pick me for that or this.
You remember Paul that didn't get picked for Sal's job?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, he texted in. I'd call in, but I'm at work. I showed up the day after my best friend died.
Oh, man.
Fuck Sal. He is lazy.
Shit. Wow. What do you think?
Tell Paul to get his resume back in.
Yeah.
And what about Butch? But we didn't pick Butch to continue with us. And he's a rock star now on another channel.
Is he really?
He's
good.
great. Liquid Metal.
Good for what's Butcher doing?
Liquid Metal and Faction. He's doing both.
Programming. And he's got on air and everything.
Oh,
He's doing
good for him,
awesome.
man.
We couldn't pick everyone. We can't bring everyone along with us. Like the Paul situation is a bad one too, because that was a tough fucking call, and I feel bad about it.
Yeah, we like Paul.
We like Paul. And Butcher, at the time, we were hiring people, but we didn't have enough spots. He could have said, all right, there goes my dream. He continued to work really hard, and now he's a rock star with Liquid
You think he
Metal.
was taking
He's
days
doing
off?
really
I
well.
didn't
You
know
think he
that.
was taking days off? Like if it was sprinkling with a little breeze, you think he was like, I can't make it
Butcher?
in. Yeah.
Butcher comes in on Saturdays
Exactly.
sometimes.
Well, he doesn't know. He wouldn't have known if it was sprinkling or not. He was sleeping.
Oh, that's true.
So he didn't know what to look at. It
Sal,
could have been horrible.
it
could have been really
Sal.
bad.
I'm sorry, Sal, because I thought you might have known.
By the way,
My point is really simple. Sal should at least got up and tried to see if there was a way. That's all.
Comment?
That's
E-Rock?
I got a text from somebody who's also on his way to work.
Oh.
It would be Pat Duffy saying, I would have made it in. I've made it in during worse. Sal is a bitch.
Wow.
Yeah,
Not only would fucking Pat Duffy have made it in, he would have brushed his teeth with duty when he got here. Pat Duffy was a fucking trooper. It's the best.
7 years in, like I've been working for 7 years.
Jesus.
I'm still coming in on motherfucking Sundays.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sundays, I'm in this piece of shit studio.
What happened?
There's cabs going by.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I swear to you.
5 in 5 seconds.
I think it was even more. All right, fine. But I thought I saw even more. Roland's pointing at the TV going, look at all the cabs.
Roland just
They're doing
points
a
at
weather
TV.
report in
doing a
Lower
stand-up.
Manhattan where the shit is really hitting the fan a little bit.
Yeah,
and
battery
there's cabs
pack.
everywhere.
It
were
looks
doing a
like they're
stand-up.
outside of a fucking cab factory.
It looked like they were in front of
fucking
a
hilarious.
It looked like they were in front of a hotel waiting.
I love how he just did it, though. He goes, look at the cabs.
Look at the cabs. And it was just
And
like
he's
zoom,
pointing
zoom,
at the
zoom, zoom,
TV.
zoom, zoom.
And there's a cab parade marching down the
Holy
street.
shit.
Classic.
Oh, my
But it's not
God.
Sal's fault. He
Sal?
didn't realize there were cabs. He just woke up.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's not his fault.
Comment?
Sal, you just wanted the day off, and you thought a storm would be a good excuse.
And everyone wants a day off, but not in your. You don't have that luxury.
No, you got to weigh it out with
wanna-
how bad am I going to look.
Well, you do have the luxury, obviously, but if you're trying to make something of yourself, you don't have the luxury.
Yeah.
You put that in your head, like, I don't have that luxury yet.
You know
a
when's your
day off is always a balancing act between how cool is it to have a day off and how fucked am I going to be for taking the day. That's pretty much it.
But it's more than that, too, if you're coming up in a business.
Well, that's what I mean. How fucked are you going to be? That adds.
You
how
got to
fucked
blow
are
that.
you going to be?
Do you know, I was
Yeah.
arguing with, Jess wanted to do a 14-day honeymoon,
Oh, my God.
and I wouldn't allow it.
Well, you're an idiot.
Well, she wanted you to come back after 7.
So how old are you?
How old? I'm 22.
All right, I'm 22. Now, do you realize when I was 27, I was still working Christmases at radio stations
Oh.
at 27.
Sal.
My mom, I mean, as much as I beat the shit out of her, she would stall Christmas until I got home. My whole family had to celebrate a couple years in a row Christmas a day or two afterwards, which was the weirdest thing. But she did that for me, knowing that I had to work Christmas because it was something I believed in when I was coming up in this business. I was the low guy. I had to work Christmas. I had to work Thanksgiving. I had to work New Year. I worked every fucking holiday.
You didn't have another great gig, though, recording studio.
True.
That's right.
That's true. And there weren't cabs
22.
available to you.
Yeah, it's the cabs.
22 especially. I can't even imagine that I would just fucking take it lightly.
So many cabs on that
Dude,
show.
I've actually never seen more cabs in a row.
Seen. It was so fucking funny, dude. The woman's talking, and behind her are the streets of New York City, and all we saw were cabs.
I was wondering, why are they doing a cab documentary at this time?
Dude, this morning I was letting
what the Christ?
I was letting cabs pass because Roland hadn't met us on the corner yet.
Right.
I let 4 cabs pass. We'll get the next one. We'll get the next one.
There's plenty.
And then Roland got there.
Yeah,
so it took 7 seconds to get in one.
Especially in New York City, there's opportunists all the time. So if they're saying that cabs aren't going to be running, trust me, there's a bunch of assholes going, oh, really? That's more money for me. I'm getting in my fucking cab this morning. Unless it's mandatory that they completely shut that down, which they wouldn't do.
No.
Or there's the other assholes going, really? Cabs aren't running? I'm jumping in my fucking car, and I'll drive people around.
And everybody knows that me and E-Rock drive in. Like, nobody knew that I was definitely going to be in a hotel room, and E-Rock wasn't.
Yeah.
Nobody texted me or E-Rock being like, look, I'm fucked right now. Is there any way you could drive me? I'm here on Sundays. Sal knows that. Could you pick me up in...
Oh, Sal.
Or at least ask the car service. If Travis says they're getting cars for people and you can get one, and you don't say, well, can I have a number of who they're using? Because you would assume they're all using the same one, even if they're not. Zero effort.
This one waiting at a red
Look,
light.
someone just got out. Columbus Circle.
Out of the cab.
That's the Time Warner building at Columbus Circle. There's nothing but cabs. Yeah, cab there, cab across the street.
3.
Oh, that's so
Sal.
funny. Someone just got out of the cab on TV.
I just went outside real quick.
Yeah.
Just looked out the window. Jim, can you tell me how many cabs you count in that picture?
No,
All right,
wait
hold
a
on.
minute.
Now, from this height, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cabs going in 2 different directions.
Look at them all. Look at them all. It's not only cabs on TV. It's only cabs.
They're the only cars in
They're
Manhattan
the
right
only
now.
cars on the street.
Yes.
Holy shit, Sal.
Sal, did you set your alarm this morning to get up?
Yeah, it went off, but I went right back to sleep.
Cool, man. What time did the alarm go off?
What time does it go off?
Yeah.
Look, you're at a crossroads. I hope you listen to some of the shit we're saying
Stand
today.
in the
If
middle
not,
of it.
whatever.
And get hit.
By a
Whatever.
cab, because there's plenty of them.
Whatever. I hope you listen to us today because you're so wrong. And maybe you don't know it, but, you know.
Sal, comment?
No one's firing you. But when it comes to moving up
Yet.
in this business, you'll see how slowly it's going to move for you.
It's free money here at SiriusXM. They give it to whoever wants it.
Free money, and then you
Sam-
make your other money. That's
Sam
another
works
good.
his balls off and still doesn't make proper money.
No, not
but
even
that's not
close.
fucking deterring him from taking a day off or not showing up.
When you started complaining about Kenny giving you too many trips and nobody else was going, a fucking red flag immediately.
Let me say hi to Pat
Immediately.
Duffy. Pat Duffy.
Oh, no.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Pat Duffy. How are you, sir?
Doing all right. I just wanted to call in and formally apply for Sal's job.
All right.
Because I'm sure that I could do everything he does, plus actually show up for work and add entertainment value.
You don't think Sal's hitting it out of the park, Pat?
No, not quite. Maybe a bunt bloop single.
Pat, does it drive you crazy? Not necessarily this break, but just the day-to-day of, like, Sal's existence on the show. Obviously, you listen.
It drives me insane. It sends chills up my spine knowing that this kid doesn't give a shit about where he's at or what he's doing.
He doesn't.
He actually said, I want a highlight reel of all the things Sal said, if we could do that for tomorrow.
I don't see why
He
not.
actually thought it was going to be a hassle to be in a hotel in Manhattan for a couple days. Pat, don't you dream of being able to hang out in a hotel in Manhattan for a few days?
On the company till.
Absolutely. It would be like risky business all over again.
Yeah, see?
That's all I would do. And by the way, Sam earlier said, raise your hand if you slept in the studio. I've also slept in the studio before.
Yes.
So you just have to do whatever it takes.
Exactly. Sirius would be stuck paying the bills with Sal's blood-stained wall. Pat Duffy's blood-stained walls on his hotel room.
There's something fun about when you got to stay in a hotel or whatever. Like I kind of like that. It's like it's like you're going away to camp for a day. It sounds stupid, but
it's a
it's
little
fun.
adventure.
Hey, you get naked and jerk off.
Absolutely. In the lobby.
Now you know why we couldn't hire Pat Duffy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just fuck with your friend.
But it's not even, like, you also, like, guess what? When you're stuck in a hotel from the company, they're also paying for your meals.
Right.
So you're going out to dinner.
It's a hassle for someone like
eating
that.
wherever you want.
Too much shit to get around.
Shit to get around.
When am I going to get my macrobiotics?
What does that even mean, too much shit to get around?
Jimmy knows. Jimmy knows what this kid's
What
doing.
does it mean?
I know Jimmy knows.
Exactly.
He knows.
Sal,
There's so many guys like
ball,
you.
Sal.
You know, there's guys with passion. They laugh at guys like you, Sal. They'll step on your fucking head to move forward.
You ever have food on your hand and you hold it out to a dog, and there's like some dogs will run right over before you even put the food down and start fucking yelping.
Yeah.
And then there are some that you put your hand out with the food and the dog just stares at you until you walk over and put it. There's a difference.
Stick the peanut butter.
Absolutely,
in his face.
but that's the difference. Some dogs are like
Yes.
that little fucking cunty poodle wants you
Yes.
to walk over and put it right under his nose.
You're calling him a cunty poodle.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a great tattoo.
Yes.
New name.
Oh, Sal.
Cunty poodle.
Sal, did you think...
Cunty poodle will never stick.
Did you think you dropped the ball this much when you decided to take the day off? Did you
He
foresee
still doesn't
this?
think he's dropped the ball. Do you
Guys,
understand that?
wait. Don't get the cunty poodle angry.
Don't get the cunty poodle angry.
Meow. Yeah. You have to be like a gerbil making a noise or something. Nothing close to a dog.
Yeah. Hey, Pat, anything else?
No, that's it, boys. You guys have a good day. I'm driving my girlfriend to work.
Your girlfriend's making it to work.
All right,
That's
Pat.
nice.
I'll see you, buddy.
And we're going to make that viral video. Pat's giving me ideas for viral videos.
Uh-oh.
And so far, you can only imagine that they're completely outrageous.
Yeah.
I would assume so. That's where Pat's mind usually.
He wants to staple, I'll tell you one of his ideas, and I love it, but I think he'd either die or we get arrested. He wants to staple a shitload of money to his body and let people just yank it off. I can't imagine how that would be good
Pat's
for him
a
in
fucking
the end.
animal.
I think that's assault and inciting a riot.
He's an animal.
Crazy.
I love the idea, Pat. Trust me. I'm just trying to figure out how we do
Yeah.
it and keep
I remember
everyone sort of safe.
Bunch of Jews that come up to you, right? My mother would always say that.
Ah, Chip.
Chip, that's
ugly.
ugly.
We'll keep brainstorming.
All right, Pat.
By the way, Chip's in today, which should say something. Too.
Exactly. Chip, Edgar,
Chip
and
made
Uncle
it.
Paul made it.
All made it in.
Paul didn't even wipe the blood off his dick.
We should break. Sal.
Sure. We should take a
We should break Sal.
Oh, Sal.
Have you learned anything today, Sal?
Yeah, don't answer the phone.
I knew he was going to say it. I knew he was going to say it.
This means nothing to him.
No.
No, he'll go about
No,
his
it
day.
does.
I think he's been making like the
it hurts.
talky
Deep down, it does
hand
hurt
voice.
hearing this for an hour. You know, it hurts.
You don't give a fuck.
He sends me out too much, and then you're always trying to get me to do stuff.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck.
Oh, boy.
Are those hipsters still in their canoes?
What's the fallback?
His opening joke.
Yeah,
When
nailed
all,
it.
when all these sort of dreams you have like completely fail, what's the backup plan?
Trades.
Dad's family business. What is it?
Cab.
Hold on, we're looking at fucking.
I'm going to
there's a
count
cab
1,
stopping. Wait a minute.
2,
Somebody.
3 in the background, 4.
Yeah. There's another
That's one right there at
There's one.
that light.
But those cabs are in Manhattan.
5.
Cabs like that where I live.
There's another one. Oh, yeah, because they don't go to Brooklyn.
6. That's another one coming around the corner.
I have never seen
Dude,
so
there's so many cabs. They're frustrated. They can't find people to pick up.
They all have their lights on.
They all have their
Yeah,
lights
yeah,
on. They're
yeah.
like, fuck.
That sense, though, like you were asking what the fallback is, that sense that some people have of, I have to make this work. This is all I'm doing. This is what I have. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't even occur to Sal. He's just like,
Sam, what do you got to back? You don't have any backup plan, do you?
this is it, obviously. Do you think there is any part of me that would still be here if there was anything else going on?
Yes.
This
don't
isn't
have
a
it.
pleasurable experience day by day
You don't
anymore.
have a
Sam's
backup
working on a
plan.
book. My life as a white man. He's like that black guy in disguise. He's going to write a book about his experiences.
He's not watching wrestling videos on WWE.com. He's looking at their human resources department.
Exactly.
Sal will always be financially set.
He's good to go.
And I think in some ways
It shows.
that's a
you.
problem if you're really, trying to be the best at something.
Yeah.
Hey, I was
There's
thinking.
no reason to work hard.
No.
Since there's all these cabs outside, I thought it might be fun because the streets are so empty. Maybe me and Roland or something can go downstairs and have a cab race. Where we could we could get a cab.
Sal's apartment.
That's the race. You got to get a cab, make it down to like Penn Station and back, and see who could do it quicker.
Or Danny, at least go down there and interview the cabbies and go, how hard is it getting fares today?
We'll just go and interview the cabbies and say, question 1, why wouldn't you pick up Troy and Sal? I don't understand.
Yeah.
We kept beeping. The Troy would not get into cab. My cabbie impression.
Yeah, it's good.
Very good.
He kept giving me the hand across the neck motion.
No.
Yes, the man with shellac hair would not get in. Sal.
Anything else, Sal?
No, that's it. I'm going to try to come in now, and hopefully there's a show tomorrow and work for you guys.
It's all right. We don't need you.
Cool.
Stay
You're not a necessary
There's an
part.
expression your generation doesn't know. It's called day late, dollar short.
Yeah, exactly. After all this, seriously, stay home.
Yeah, at 9:02, you should just call it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unless you can teleport here by 9:04.
At this point, just stay home. Don't
Yeah,
matter.
you're good. We got it all.
Enjoy your day.
We got it all figured out. Enjoy your
the day.
week.
Enjoy your week.
Yeah, enjoy the next few days.
Ride the storm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just stay safe at home. Tape up your windows. Relax.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Never been happy
Tape
to
up
be
your
to work
mouth
today.
and nostrils.
Yeah. Take a few days. Just be relaxed.
You know when
Yeah.
it was the day that Steve C, God rest his soul, sent the email and said there's a snowstorm. Anybody who needs to take the day off can take the day off. And everybody was here except for Steve C.
Except Steve.
That
Yes,
was
I
the
remember that
day
one.
that we all realize there's no such thing as a free day.
Yes. We had a nice laugh, me and Sam, in California. Because this was after Steve died, so we were just reminiscing about Steve. We actually had a nice laugh at dinner talking about that dummy. My car couldn't get out of the parking lot.
Yes. I remember that. Yeah. The snowstorm.
Yeah.
The big storm.
Yes.
But he was always, at least he answered his phone when you called him.
That's true.
You could call him at 6, he would answer.
Yeah.
This
and he
has
just
been-
knew he was fucked.
This has been one big hassle for Sal.
Oh, yeah.
The last hour has just
What
been
a
a hassle.
problem. What a problem this is for Sal.
He's got to hit the snooze button on his phone one more time.
Man.
Yeah, today was the day because tomorrow obviously it's going to be a lot different.
It might be. I still don't believe this left turn. I'm with Anthony.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
buying
the
it.
This
water
fucking thing is headed straight up to Maine.
Yes.
The water's absolutely rising in a
there's
lot of
wind.
places now.
Dude, it's going to rain. We're going to get some wind, a little bit of flooding. But,
I think this is going to be a motherfucker.
well, I can't see how fucking deep the water is because they're showing the fucking, the stock market ticker on, what are they doing?
Yes.
They're trying to show how deep the water is. Oh,
You know,
does
that's
look-
Battery Park. That water is up over the
yeah,
over the
it's
side
starting,
right.
it's
Hey,
starting
That
to come
looks
up.
creepy.
you know how Jocktober ends this week, right?
Yeah.
And we usually look at ourselves.
Yeah.
And know what we should do?
What?
And we usually like to go way back, but
Yeah.
to finish up this Jocktober, we should do our Hurricane Katrina fucking show.
Oh, we were bad on that one.
We were so bad. If you get a few
Okay.
clips of us going, it's going to be nothing.
I got a short bit from the old days. So we'll do a little bit from the old days, a little bit from Katrina. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll
You
work.
found an old bit?
Yeah.
Because the Katrina, I remember to this day, it kind of makes me I get douche chills because I remember how off we were with that one.
Yeah.
We did the whole fear mongering and fuck these assholes. This is going to be nothing, and it just became basically the storm of the century.
Right.
Well, I think Ant knew, but he was just trying to lull people into a
Yes.
sense of security.
Don't bother going anywhere.
Yeah, go to the dome. They're gonna have food, fun games,
Parties.
And fun games.
There was
Fun.
a production piece I wanted to make to play in the last day or two of Jocktober. I thought would be fun. We don't have a production guy though, so
Oh, right.
that probably is not going
That
to
would have
happen.
been.
I'll tell you, the old bit of yours that Sam has, very good.
Strong.
Oh, yeah.
Strong.
what old bed?
How many
Bit,
years ago?
bit.
Oh, bit. Oh,
bit.
How many years ago?
It's AAF.
Oh.
is it a home run?
I think they did really well.
Did you listen to it? Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, it's
Will
quite
they
good.
be happy to hear it?
That I'm not as sure about. I don't know if they recognize their potential as well as we do.
You know who's going to love this bit? Chip Chipperson.
That stuff's the best. The old stuff.
Wait, we
like that stuff.
Wait, we did the
Bomb and a
child of the
crack up.
80s thing already.
Right, it's not Child of the
Okay.
80s. It's not as long and horrible. I mean, Child of the 80s was a rough one for you guys to get
Oh,
through.
I know what you found.
What?
He probably does.
I know what you
I
found.
bet you do know.
Because I listen. Curse Man?
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit we don't even remember.
Oh, yeah.
What is curse?
Oh, no.
Someone,
I don't remember it either.
Someone brought it up and
Wasn't
said
it
you guys
Kevin?
used to do a bit called Curse Man, and I swear I don't remember it.
It's like, what the fuck is Curse Man?
I don't remember this one.
Sounds like a really cool superhero.
Doesn't it?
Sounds like a Bobo character.
I'm curse man.
How long is the bit?
It's only like a minute 23.
But it'll take an hour.
It'll take a little while to get through.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Are there any lines in there that they may not be proud of today?
I mean, I don't know if, I'm not sure they'll be proud of every single line in there.
Yeah.
Was it like Demented World was going to be a double album, but, but like they had to trim Curse Man and figured
Curse
fuck
man
it.
didn't make the cut.
That's bad.
Yeah,
What,
that
what
one
day?
will,
I might have to take a day off this week.
I don't know what day.
Fuck.
And we don't take days off, Opie. I thought we established this.
Well, I finally do.
I guess you can.
After 2 kids and for maybe 30 years in the business.
Huh?
Maybe.
It's been starting young.
It's time to take a few days off. Is that okay, Sal? Is that all right?
Yeah, let's take a day off together.
Want to come over? I'm not doing anything.
There's hipsters and canoes near me.
That's a good one.
All right, Sal, enjoy your entitled life. The old me's very jealous. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish I had it that easy.
He's not.
He's
Is he
asleep.
sleeping?
Sal?
No, I'm here. I mean, there's nothing I can say right now.
He dozed off for a
He
quick
did
sec.
doze. He did doze. He
doze off.
dozed.
Quick sec.
He had the
good,
phone
though.
by his ear. He was just waiting, and he dozed.
He was listening to some band real quick.
Yeah.
They're doing their show again.
Oh, that thing.
Is it fair to trash a kid like that? Because I just remember when I was 22, I didn't have my own place in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, with an easy gig where I knew I could just not go into.
Yeah, but if you have
22,
it's what if you have
22, I was in Rochester doing part-time radio. I was making less than $10,000 a year, and how to do everyone's shit work. And I had to share a house with 5 or 6 guys that used to fucking freebase downstairs all night while I was trying to get some sleep so I could come in and do Brother Weeze's show.
Did they try to get you to do it with them?
Fuck yeah.
And you had to avoid the freebase?
I finally moved to Buffalo because I knew I had to move on from the craziness.
Wow.
But that was me at 22.
But it's not
this
even...
kid's in his own place in Williamsburg.
The problem isn't if he were privileged.
I was literally living in a crack house because I couldn't afford to live anywhere else. And I lived in an attic with my other buddy for a while.
Yeah.
In an attic. That was the only fucking space that was available for the money that I had.
If he were privileged and had work ethic and was hungry and everything, that would be fine. Like if he had his own nice apartment, but then also came in here and worked his ass off, that'd be one thing.
I didn't even have a car for a while in Rochester. I rode my bike. It's shitty, and you know how fucking shitty the weather gets up? I was the guy on a bike in the winter.
Well, that's the problem.
To get to work.
You couldn't take days off because you were trying to avoid your place. You didn't want to go home.
Dude,
yeah, why would you want to go home?
Williamsburg. It was a big time party house, and I remember the guys would really start getting into the partying, and I would be waking up, and they would still be partying, and there might have been some freebasing.
Is it the compound?
I never freebased. The Opester never freebased.
No?
He did a few bumps here and there because I thought he'd be cool with the chicks.
Yeah, how did the Opester
But no
do?
freebasing for the Opester.
Was the Opester on coke still good with the chicks?
I put up numbers, sir.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
I put up some numbers.
Coaster.
And this guy's got his own place in Williamsburg. This shit drives me nuts because I know how I was at 22. No one was going to help me out.
Freelancing in recording studios with rock stars. I'm busy on Sunday, bro. Can't come in.
And anyone help you out at 22? Did you have your own place in Williamsburg at 22?
No, not quite.
You were pretty much living in a car.
I did have a room for rent. And upstairs of a house with some guy that lived across the hall. We had to share the bathroom. And occasionally when I was starving, I broke into his apartment to steal Hydrox cookies.
Cool. So basically you lived in the hotel from Big.
Yeah, that's basically where it was. One room. Oh, I did. And I had to spread the cookies out. Like I'd eat like 3 of his cookies, but then I'd spread them out a little.
Hoping he would notice.
So it would still be as long in the sleeve as it was.
And it wasn't even good cookies. It was ghetto-ass Hydrox.
Terrible Hydrox cookies.
Make fun of kids who brought Hydrox for lunch.
Of course you would.
I remember I as a 22-year-old in that same house was stealing everyone's change. If I found change, I was stealing it, and then I was getting the Chef Boyardee fucking raviolis.
48 cents for the Opster.
Do you know how much change of yours I stole when I was an intern?
There you go. So you know the
Did you guys
game.
realize that you didn't get silver change back for 2.5 years?
That's true. Travis said that
But
to
you
me.
do what you can. Is my point.
There were days where I got to work and I'm like, I hope everyone's hungry today because I have to get home.
Right.
Yeah. Travis said to me, he was like, you don't have to give them back all the coins because then if they need change later, you have it, just carry it with you. At the end of every day, that was the end of your change.
So
it was right in the jar, right in my house. Yeah.
I don't blame you. You're playing the game I did at your age.
Yeah.
You did what you can. You had to.
I'd like my
I figured
change.
the talent wasn't going to miss their 34 cents.
I probably bought
Dude,
action figures with it.
At 22, because I was absolutely living in an attic that wasn't didn't have installation, and I was looking at the stars at night from my bed in these little holes in the roof, and the snow would actually come through the fucking roof.
No way.
And we had piles and piles of blankets that girls were giving us so we could try to stay warm up there. And then we had a kerosene heater with no ventilation to try to stay warm. That was the only place I could find for the amount of money I was making.
Your breakfast change probably paid for one of my horrible all-over print Kid Robot hoodies that you destroyed me for.
But, and this kid, 22, I'm certainly obsessing, living by himself in Williamsburg.
You should obsess over it. It's infuriating.
And then I moved on from there, like, oh, I could actually get an apartment with a window. This is cool, but the guys will be freebasing. But hey, it's a step up.
And he's just sitting there looking at his phone like he saw the first time that we called. He didn't take the call. He saw the second. He's like, all right, I'm not going to take this call. The third time, he was finally like, what the fuck do these guys want?
Jimmy, where were you at 22?
I lived with my parents, and I was out doing stand-up every night.
Aw.
But I lived with my parents.
But you
What's that gotten you?
Yeah, right.
But you didn't want to be living at you didn't want to be living at your parents. Jimmy lived with his parents until he was almost 30.
Until I was 30, and Florentine showed me mercy.
See, this is what we're getting at. Jimmy lived with his parents until he was 30, but he had a dream and he knew, look, if I live with my parents, that could, allow me to try to go for this thing.
And I brought prostitutes into the house.
Oh, yeah.
My grandmother's rest her soul basement.
And sometimes right in the driveway.
In the driveway.
And sometimes
We've heard
they were
the stories
pregnant.
over the years.
While my friend Larry and I, both supposedly sober, had a 8-month pregnant girl spark up a crack pipe and then blow us.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Nothing to do with the conversation.
Of course not.
Just figured I'd throw it in.
Yeah, interesting stories is all.
Yep.
So we've been there, but Sal will never.
Living in
Oh, actually, you know what?
He will never learn the lesson. He will not.
I was working during the day still when I was 22. I was working...
Pergament?
No, this is after Pergamon. I was doing
Jim's Pergamon
Laocoon
stories.
lamps.
I like Caldor.
Oh, what?
Laocoon
So
lamps.
comedy was your little hobby.
Yeah, sorry, lamp store. I'm busy. I'm doing comedy this weekend.
That's why I finally got fired, because I took too many gigs. And I would not make it into work. That's exactly why
Did
I
you
got
put
fired.
the shades on your head like a funny guy?
So Sal, to Sal, this is the lamp store.
Right. Yeah. His fucking freelance work is,
What are we, lamps?
It's the gig. Yeesh.
It's
Can't
the lamp
believe
store.
fucking cunt poodle thinks for lamps.
Yeah.
I apologize for obsessing about it, but it drives me nuts. It really does. We handed him an opportunity here, and he's just fucking blowing it. Whatever.
Yeah, 3 months.
I miss
in.
what happened with Troy. Did his trucks break? I miss.
Oh, shit.
You got a wheel bite and turned around.
Well, we beat him up, but I mean, he's well into his 40s now, so
I think Opie
he's not going to change. He's set in his ways.
Old
We're
dog.
hoping the young kid that we could still turn.
Yeah, I think Opie realized that Troy's checked out of this thing, so he didn't really hammer him too hard.
No.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He's a little checked out, isn't he?
Hey, city's his playground. Stop.
Yeah.
Come on now.
He could roll here without hitting a river.
Well, the guy that's down for whatever, bro, really
not.
disappointed today.
He's down for whatever as long as
it's safe.
As long as he's still going to
the next
maintain
time-
comfortability.
The next time he says that on our show, we're all going to look down like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Remember
Except the storm of the century, you guys.
Yeah, remember Drizzle Day?
There's a lot of cabs in the city.
I can DJ all night. Only thing is, I have to take a day off work the next day. I mean, it's not
Let's go race cabs like chariots down Broadway.
Down for whatever.
like Ben Hur.
Unless I need an umbrella. All right. We'll
I got a tinkle
Yeah, we'll move
badly.
into something else next.
If Sal didn't learn, I hope somebody did.
Don't get the panda angry!
Who said life was all about following the rules?
Carlisi.
I'm a man of leisure.
This summer,
Greg Hughes, it's Mr. Carlisi. You're an asshole.
find out what happens when one executive producer discovers he has 50 sick days and decides to use them all.
Ah, the Prius. If you have the means, I highly recommend you pick one up.
Starring Steve Carlisi.
I want to eat in that restaurant. I'm going to make a fake reservation with my new stomach.
And Steve Carlisi as Steve Carlisi.
Don't you know me? I'm Abe Froman, the internet king of Jersey. Look, the Foundry logo's on everything. We'll shake it up, baby, now. Twist and shout.
Coming every Monday.
A family member has days off, and you give him crap? You're an asshole.
Steve Carlisi's Day Off.
Life goes by pretty fast. If you don't take vacation time, you'll miss out on it.